y'all, it's Ginger. Welcome back to my channel. So I have a new product here from Madam Glam. They have come out with some new alcohol inks. So these are a little bit different than the inks that we were used to previously. First of all, they're in a smaller and clear bottle. The other inks that we had, I don't remember when those launched, but it's been quite a while ago. I'm gonna say like 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but we were used to bottles like this. I think the ink formula is a little bit different, so we're gonna play with them and see, you know, what they look like. So you want to really make sure you shake these up really good. You can see there's still a little bit of settling on the bottom here. I shook most of those up, but these two I left for you to see, so you can see how it's kind of clear on that side and really like white on this side. So you want to make sure you give it a really good shake so it all incorporates. These are like, here's the orange one, just so you could see what I'm talking about here. These are really chalky looking to me. Hopefully that makes sense. The last inks were more of a, what's the word? Like pigment? I don't know. Like, see how the orange mixes and it looks more chalky. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So I'm thinking that these are going to work best on a matte surface. So I've prepared some swatch sticks, and I've got one that's just had the color on, no top coat or anything, and we can play with it on that as well. I did a black one and some white ones. I did the black one for the white alcohol ink. So I'm going to give that a good shake. This one you can't see through, but you can hear the little beads in it. These, I don't know if there's a bead in there or not. I think there might be a small one in there. I don't know how the colors are going to show up over black, but since they're kind of like chalky, I think they will. So let's just play with them and see. You can get a little like dapping dish with some alcohol and a brush, any kind of brush you want to use, a little detailing brush, a flat brush. But this will make some really fun, like smoky looks. Let me get you zoomed in here a little bit. Hopefully lighting is good. And if you want it more pigmented, go over the same area again. And depending on how you want the look to come out, you can do like more of a dabbing motion like this. Or you can do more of like a swiping motion. There's definitely a big difference in the look you're gonna get with it. And again, the more you go over it, the more pigmented it will be. Make sure you're letting this dry fully before you go in with your top coat. That way you're not transferring it into your top coat or smearing it. So yeah, you can do some really fun looks with it. So I'm gonna grab a dapping dish and a brush and just show you what I mean about playing with it further with that. Okay, so I've got my little dapping dish and I'm going to put some alcohol in there. You can use a little bit of acetone. It'll make it spread a little bit faster. I like to use mostly alcohol. And then I just have a application brush here. Oop, there it is. So, and let me grab also a paper towel just to wipe my brush off if I feel like I've got too much something on it, alcohol, color, any of that. So I'm just gonna go into my dapping dish and then tap off on the side. And you want to be careful not to spill your bottles. I spill them almost every single time. Almost every single time. So there you go. Okay, so we'll clean that mess up in a moment. Every time, you guys. So your alcohol will help you disperse your color or your pigment or your inks or however you want to call it. And if you like wipe over the same spot several times, it will help you like remove the color if you've got too much. And then wherever you've like tapped and it pushes the color, it's going to leave more of a sharp, crisp line. So it really makes doing like marble looks super easy and fun. I really like playing with alcohol inks. I think they're a lot of fun to play with. This white is really, really nice. I'm kind of sad I spilled it. I'm actually really, really mad I spilled it, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, you know, you just play with it until you're happy with it. This will be really great to do, like if you put a sticky base coat on top of this and then go in with some pigment powders and just tap it in over this white, it would make a really cool effect. This is really easy to get that smoky look, that neon smoky look that was popular a couple years ago. It'd be really fun to do. So I'm gonna clean up my little mess here, then we're gonna come back with the colors and play with those. Okay, mess is cleaned. Pay no mind to the white all over my fingers now. Accidents happen, let's move on. Okay, so I think this purple is really super pretty. So we got a purple, an orange, yellow, green. These are not super pastel-y, but they're also not, I don't know, it's the chalkiness that makes them kind of pastel-y to me. This one's really nice and bright, the blue. You've got what is called a red, but honestly, does not look super red to me. It's very pink. Here's the one that's pink. It's like, yeah. So we'll play with the red one, see what it looks like. This one is called Coral, kind of coralish. And then we have a black one that's kind of more grayish. So let's just take a look at these. We'll start with the black one. And I'll kind of just maybe do a swatch of each of them on this one here, and then we'll just maybe do a design on that one. I threw away my other stick that got coated in the white. Oh goodness. Okay, so this is the black. Very pigmented, very nice. And let's put the lid on our things when we're not using them, shall we? Jeez. Okay, here's the orange. This way you can get like an idea of what the colors look like. Ooh, that's really pretty. I like the orange. Super pigmented, very nice. It's that white chalkiness it's got in it. Here is the blue. Being very careful not to spill things. Oh, very nice. Here is what they call red. I don't know how these look on the website. Usually the gels aren't super, like the little swatch pictures aren't super good. They're not very close to the actual color. I definitely wouldn't call this red. When it dries, it gets a little deeper, as you can see. But I would call it a really dark pink. I don't know, it's getting deeper as it's drying, so we'll see here in a second. Let's do, which one am I gonna play with? Maybe those ones? Let's do this green. It's like a minty green. Very pretty. Yeah, the more that dries, the more pigmented it gets, but I still wouldn't quite call it red. Green, very pretty. And we'll do pink and yellow. And then I'll play with the coral and purple. On this other one, maybe we'll try to do like a little design. There's so many ways you can use these alcohol inks, you guys. Like, really, art with your heart, like I always say. They're a lot of fun. They're really easy to spill. Oh, goodness. Okay, and the yellow, very nice and pigmented. And again, make sure these are dried completely before you go in with the top coat. That corner right there is still not completely dry. So you definitely want to make sure that they dry 100%. So that's what they look like. Just swatched on their own, very vibrant and pigmented. I'm just gonna squiggle over, play around, see what they do. I'm gonna add some alcohol to them. Too much. If you add too much, you're gonna remove like all your color. But they spread really good. Interesting. Fun. Okay. Get that mess out of the way. So, I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I really like this coral and purple, so let's just play with it and see. Ooh, it's pretty. It's not super corally. Maybe if we add some yellow to it, it'll make it a little bit more coral-esque. I'm so gonna spill that. You just wait. It's gonna happen again. Okay, now we've just turned into mustard. Let's add the coral again. So what's really fun is the more alcohol you add, the more you can disperse these out, and you can really get some cool ombre effects with it too. And if you just kind of let it drip and run, anywhere where that alcohol was, you're gonna get those like more harsh lines. You can diffuse those if you don't like those with your brush. You can leave those if you like them. Like I said, this makes really fun, really cool marbly effects when you do that. I'll swatch another one here in a second and leave it shiny and show you the difference. When you put a matte top coat on, it helps that pigment to absorb into it, and then you can manipulate it around the way you want it. With the shiny, it kind of does more of a, like a, I don't know, kind of like a water droplet effect. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a moment. I like these colors together, very fun. Like I said, you can like kind of get a cool ombre look. Look at that. Already it looks really cool. And I've just played with it for just a minute. So if you've taken too much away, you can add the color back on, whatever you want to do. Close these up. And let's check out this purple. Purple's my favorite color. This really looks like girl power. I love that color so much. I feel like I haven't shook this one up enough. Let me shake it just a little bit more. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Ooh, it's so pretty. It's so bright. It's almost like a bluey purple. How fun. That would be pretty if we added some blue to it. So you can just like dab a little bit on and then use your other brush to kind of manipulate it where you want it. Again, the more you add, the more it's going to take off that color. So just play around with it and get it to where you like it. So I'm taking like almost all of it off here. You can get a really, really faint look with it like that if you wanted. You can get it more pigmented. The possibilities are truly endless, you guys. Have fun with it. Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna get more of that line. So I'm just gonna dab it and let it do its thing. Look at how cool that is. You could do some tie-dyed effects with this. Ooh, that'd be fun. So if you just like dab it, let the alcohol disperse and then evaporate, then you're gonna get some really cool looks too. Kind of like neon acid wash. Very cool. And then I'm gonna set that to the side, let it dry. It just takes a minute to dry. It really doesn't take too long. I'm going to put my lids back on and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like over a shiny surface. Okay, so my shiny stick is in the lamp curing, and while that's going, this is now dry, so I'm going to top coat it for you so you can see what it looks like top coat. You can add a matte top coat to it, a shiny top coat, whatever you prefer, but you do need to add a top coat or this will not last. This is the Madam Glam No Wipe, my absolute favorite top coat. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm gonna put these out on my little display thing for my clients because these are going to be a hit this summer. How pretty. Oh my goodness. Obsessed. Love it so much. I'm going to add that just a little bit thicker and flip it over to self level. The thing about these on clients you want to be careful with is getting it on the skin and in the cuticles. It's going to absorb right into the dry cuticles if you're not careful. So do be careful with that. Try not to get it around there, but it will wash off with a little bit of soap and water and a little scrubby brush, but it's always better not to do that. So let's see what colors. Let's go, I don't know, green? Let's try the green one, sure. Maybe green and blue. Do a little seafoamy looking thing. So we have just a cured sticky layer down. You could do it on a no wipe top coat as well. You can wipe the sticky layer away and you can see right away how it's not absorbing into it the same way. It kind of just sits on top and it's going to take a little bit longer to dry because it's not absorbing into that mat. It will dry, but it's going to take a little bit longer and it has a little bit of a different look to it. So I'm going to show you, we're going to try to manipulate it here. You're not going to get those sharp lines like you were before. And you're going to get a little bit more of a pooling effect. Does that make sense? Like it's going to pull up like a oil and water a little bit. But hey, if this is the look you're going for, it's pretty cool too. So there's all different ways to use these. So that's what that looks like. And I'm going to actually just wipe that to show you what it looks like if you were to wipe the sticky inhibition layer off and then go in on just a shiny surface, kind of like if it was no wipe top coated. That way you don't have the sticky inhibition layer. Again, it's going to give you kind of the same effect. So either way, I kind of like it better like this without the sticky layer. You don't have that to worry about. But again, it's going to give you more of a, like a pooling look, like it's pulling up oil and water. I don't know how else to describe it. I think I prefer the matte better. So there's the blue and the green together. I'm gonna let that set and dry and then I'll top coat it for you guys to see. I'm just gonna clean up around these edges here where it's running a little bit, but it gives a pretty cool look. Okay, we'll let that dry. And here is our finished top coated first one we did on the mat. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I like these a lot. The colors are really fun to mix together and play with. Again, you could top this with a base coat and go in with some pigment powders and do fun effects on it like that. So you got your white, you got all your colors, really fun. I'm gonna top coat this one as soon as it's dry. I'm gonna check it here with my finger, make sure it's dry. It's kind of hard to tell because it all looks so shiny, but yes, it is dry. Okay, so then I'm gonna take the no wipe top coat and top it. Again, you do want to seal these in, whether you're gonna do a matte or shiny, that is your choice, but they do need a top coat. Just like a stamp or any other art you add on, you want to for sure seal that in. That looks really pretty too. I really like how these turned out. I am super impressed with these alcohol inks. I think they are great. There's our 3 looks we created. So if you're gonna pick these up, which I totally would, I'm gonna play with these so much, and you don't have an application brush that you haven't used for gel, get you a fresh application brush, mark it, use it just for these because your bristles are gonna get a little bit dried out using it in all the alcohol and stuff, but use it just for that. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you have an old one lying around you wanna clean up and just use for this purpose only, I would highly recommend it. This brush works perfect for it. And then definitely get you a matte top coat and a no wipe top coat, and then you'll be all set. But yeah, I love these. Tell me which look you guys like the best. Do you like this one that was done on the matte, this one that was done on the slick surface, or maybe you like a black and white smoky look? But you know, once they're top coated, the look isn't too different, but you get a little bit more, I don't know. I guess they're not too different. I feel like I can't disperse out the colors as much on the shiny as I can the matte. Like I can make it more softer. I don't know. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Have you played with alcohol inks before? Are you going to check these ones out from Madam Glam? I really like them a lot. So thank you so much, Madam Glam, for sending these over for me to play with. I'm going to use them a lot. You guys check me out on Instagram to see all of my finished nail looks at Ginger Sparks. And that's it, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.